own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. I wanna taste your content, hold your breath and feel the tension.
The stream is still starting, but I'm currently trying to look a few things up. I'm no master with GDevelop yet, but I've worked on a game for like 2 months. My first game in GDevelop, and got my knee. I got pretty far with my 2D platformer game, so I'm really struggling right now because I'm having a hard time getting what I want, getting the basics of what I want set up for this game. So I'm making like a 2D knife physics platformer type game where you're gonna control the knife's velocity, angle, and by holding and dragging, kind of like an old like golf game, almost like an old ball game. You know, drag and you can hold and then drag the like where you want the knife to go. You release, the knife will fling that direction, hopefully stick, and then just repeat, and you're gonna keep going up through the level. And last night I got a little frustrated, and I changed some things around, so it's now just you're falling through the level because, oh man, this is being a bitch. I'll show Moose where I'm at because he's helping me with this project. And I will be changing the screen over in 1 second. Nothing crazy, but I made some artwork. You can kind of see it. It's a knife. And yeah. Oh shit. 30 seconds left. I might as well just flick it over. Alright, so this is what I've been looking at, is the GDevelop screen here. If you're not familiar with it, this is what it looks like. What is going on with my stream? Sorry. Okay, I think that problem's fixed. I thought I'd like this background, but I fucking hate it. That I made. I have to change that.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me.
So,
I've been flying from town to town.
I'm trying to think here. Something's wrong. I've been using my other project as reference for a lot of things because it's been a couple weeks since I've worked in GDevelop and I need the reference. Fucking jacket. Sleeves stay up, dude. And I'm taking my jacket off and freezing my balls off. Center camera on the knife is what should be happening. So if we open this, base layer, yeah. So wiring is centering on the knife. It's confusing. I swear I'm gonna end up using platformer controls for this fucking game because I can't get the physics to work properly. Then the drag. Like, I was looking it up and I was trying to figure it out. And I think I need to watch a video, but I can't find a video on someone making a similar game in GDevelop, so. This is why I say it's not much easier making a game in this engine. I mean, it is easier, but it's not like you are gonna have something completed your first time trying it out. You're gonna have to go through trial and error and trial and error and trial and error, just like you would with your code. So, above it, that's like terrible. Okay. See if I can do this too. If I can... Okay, so what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to do knife. We're gonna do is pressed. We should bring up. Or characters falling, characters jumping, characters moving state. All those states could probably work too. So if I press OK on those, knife is falling. And then we want to add knife is moving. Knife is jumping. All these are terrible, but not what I wanted, but we're just gonna try it. I'm kind of curious, how much time do I have left on this? I have 10 days, 19 hours, 34 minutes, and 40 seconds, so... Oh, man. Kinda wasted, like, 3.5 days. Okay, more like 3 days. Probably not like 3.5. More like 3. Maybe like 2.5, because we did spend some time trying to figure out what we wanted to do. First game jam, I want to say it wasn't even really a hard theme. It was just first game jam. We got the animation activated now. Not really what I wanted. And the camera's still stationary. The camera should not be stationary right now. There's something I have to be missing. Does it have to be all 3 of those parameters? It's not just one, isn't it? It has to be all 3 of those parameters that I set. So it has to, oh, no. Maybe it just has to be falling. So, if I just move, we ain't getting nowhere. Has to be full. That's okay. That is not my best animation, but I kind of just went with it. Again, I have to be missing something here. I will say, I feel like my art is growing a theme to it. My pixel art is. Like, it's... That knife could very well... I could fit that knife into my other game just so easily. Other than it's a 32 by 32 bit. That's everything in this game is kind of 16 by 16, so pixels that is anyway, not bit, but and whoever's viewing, this is a game idea I have called Cavern Quest, but this is more just testing. You can kind of see a 3D character there, but 3D side of GDevelop really interests me. And I'm gonna try to make a 3D game one of these days in this engine, but not right now. So let's just get something going, I guess. Something like... We'll just do something simple, like this. We'll make the knife have to dodge the platforms. The only problem is the camera is not following the knife. Why? I don't see anything different with my camera settings in this game compared to Hero Dash. I don't know why it's not. Will it follow vertically? Actually, that should be my question right now. And so we'll put it right here. We'll take this. We'll extend it stupid long, and we're gonna see. No, it won't. Yeah, and it won't touch right there because that is the imaginary wall for that. Oh. So there has to be something wrong here. I don't understand why we're not following the knife. I must have forgotten something. I like this beat. Should I turn it up? Turning it up a little bit. There we go. I want to work on Hero Dash so bad now. It's been like 2 weeks since I worked on it. Like, actually worked on it, sat down and worked on it. I've actually put a lot of time into this game. And it is nowhere near complete. Nowhere near. I'd say it's actually 40% of the way there. But I wanted to release it by February, then in February, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to push out that date. I'm going to release it by the end of March, probably now. Small reality, I want to look over here though. I'm fucking digging this beat. You know what it could be? It could just be glitched out, like hardcore. It'd be like the first time it's ever glitched out like that, but It doesn't really motivate you with your project. Oh, that's fine. What is your project? I haven't been a little top-down game. I haven't been motivated on this for 2 weeks now. So, but sometimes motivation comes back, and you want to get a lot done, and sometimes that happens. Turn down the music a little bit. Sometimes I noticed Tyelma still struggle with basics like collision. I have to ask you, what engine are you using? Are you using GDevelop as well? Yes. Here. A little top-down game. Let's see. I'll show you a little bit of Hero Dash. I think it's gonna play some music over. Oh, I spilled my coffee. So, we're gonna pretend this is top-down a little bit, even though it's not. You know what? I don't think I've ever put something together top-down. I'm trying to think on how I can help you. So I would look at like my background here, where I have the sky. That'd be like my ground, and I'd pretend like I'm gonna be able to control this a little differently. But let me see. Actually, because these controls I understand a little more. What I'm doing for my Game Jam game's a little complicated for me. My closest. See if I can help you out a little bit. And you know what? We're gonna delete this project. I don't need this project. I didn't get anywhere with that. Empty project, desktop, or just call this test. GDevelop cloud. We're going to add a tiled sprite. 32 by 32, that works. I'm just going to pretend this is the ground. Boom. Kind of get something going there. And then you're doing it wrong. Well, screw you too, Goliath. Don't worry, that's my friend. It's okay. I can tell him to screw off. But sorry if I came off a little rude there at the beginning with your question. Tyelma, Sindaria. Goddamn, sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. I'm gonna create a little sprite object here, though. I'm gonna click apply. want to make him just a circle right now, because I ain't gonna do anything too crazy right now for this. Let's see. Let's see how quick I can do this. Oh, that is one wonky circle. Cancel. Redo that. No. I didn't want to choose a file. I'm pretty new with GDevelop, by the way. I'm new to making games altogether. Hero Dash is the first one I've ever worked on. But I have tried. Close it. It's gonna be another terrible circle. It's gonna be like an egg circle. We're just gonna... That'll work. Save. And apply. We're gonna add this little object right here. And we're gonna want to add another child sprite. I'm just gonna steal assets from my other game to make this easier. This is a mess, don't mind this. This is a complete mess. So this is going to be our object we're going to try to collide with. Or not collide with. Whatever. That's how it started with Hero Dash. 100% how it started with Hero Dash. I had everything in one folder. And then one day I was like, I really need to organize this. And I didn't optimize it for pixel art either, this one, so it looks like crap, but that's fine. Just trying to create a box to try to collide with here. Okay. Now this is going to be our character, just to make this a little easier. Gonna name this character. Apply. I'm gonna name this wall. And then character behaviors. We're gonna want to add a behavior. First thing we're gonna want to add is some movement controls. So I like for the top-down movement. Is at the top. Hey! You're awesome. GDevelop just went through an update too, so I am lost half the time looking through this right now. I actually don't think that's the same one I'm looking for. Yeah, it's top-down movement, 4 to 8 directions. It's already added, okay. It must be the same thing. Double check. Yes. Okay. Make sure this works. Yep, and now we can move. And as you see, we're going through the walls, so that's what we're wanting to fix, right? That's kind of like where you're at right now. Obviously, it probably looks different than this. Mars, what is the jam for? The jam is for Pirate's Jam. Pirate Software Jam. I know he has a lot of drama going around him right now, but don't care. Let's not focus on that. The jam is what's the I'm trying to think. The theme is You Are the Weapon. That's right. I have to think. So right now this isn't my jam game. I'm helping Sind. I'm trying to help them with a little issue they're having with collision. So. Okay, so we're gonna want to give the wall a behavior too. I do believe. And we can't use the platformer behavior because it's not gonna work. Reading through some of this, seeing if I can find anything. See, with making the platformer, it was really simple because you just had to make it a platformer object. With this, it's a little different, I'd assume. Interesting. No, even I might need to watch something on this real quick. Because turn the music down a little more. You know, I almost want to try this just for funsies. Did I add those to the wall? What the hell? We don't want top-down movement on the wall. I try to take apart the example they have in GDevelop, but I don't find it. Okay. Yeah, the updates, that's something I noticed too, sometimes working around some things that have changed with the updates. A lot of their tutorials are kind of outdated in that sense. I definitely see your issue here, because I'm having the same issue now. Trying to help you. Let me Let me look something up. See if I can find something out. Oh, okay. So I did totally just use ChatGPT, which is hilarious, to kind of ask it what the next step should be. And you know what? That makes sense. What I'm going to do, we're going to add the event. And let me get back on chat. You feel it? No, Sind, let me give you a little bit of advice. There has been multiple times I have been stuck. That is part of making the game. Totally is, 100%. If you were to use a, you know, even if you knew a coding language, which eventually, right, that's what I'm working my way to, is try to learn a little Java or maybe some C#, go into another engine and learn it. But the thing is you're still, everyone, even myself, is gonna be stumped at times. It's working past those hurdles. That's the whole part of it. And it's gonna be that way learning anything, but 100%. So, let's see, there's a collision right here, and we wanna choose an object, wall, press OK. So now, when the character is in collision with the wall, the action we want is to stop the character from moving in that direction. So, deactivated behavior possibly, yep. I don't think this is gonna work exactly how we want it, but might get us in the right direction. Yep. Okay, so now when we touch a wall, we are at least stopping. So there is collision now. In an extent, there is collision. The thing is when we hit a wall, we can't go back the other way. So now we worked through the one problem, now we gotta work through the next problem. So we don't want to fully deactivate the behavior of top-down movement. We want to stop it from going in that direction. See, I wish there was like an easier way to do this, like with the platformer objects. Because I will say this would be a pain, like creating a large world and having to go through and be all like, alright, every time the character's in touching this wall, they can't move. Trust me, I've been stuck so many times just trying to figure out the what I'm gonna do for my game jam game, because it's a whole new ballpark of like what I'm trying to create. I was trying to go for like a physics, like you can like hold the knife, drag where you want it to, fly to, and let go, and it would fling up to the wall, stick to the wall, and then you'd continue going up through the level. But that's been a big pain in the arse, I will say that. Maybe stop the object, but I don't know if that'll work. So, I'm gonna give it a try. You found an example that sounds good, but wonder why it's not shown in the other one. Did you find another video, another tutorial? That is probably the best thing. Yeah, keep looking for tutorials as well. Yeah, kinda. Okay, and then if there's something that is in that tutorial that's not in the other one, again, I'd check the dates on which those videos were posted and see the difference. Like, they might be a year apart. That could be part of the problem. That didn't work either. And you think that would work? Just stop the character, remove all forces. You'd think that would do it.
Starting like everyone had certain tools. Only difference is I knew what to do. Now everyone calling when progress is stalling. My stock is misslowing, my life getting boring. Ain't no more hitting me up when you lose. When it's time to wake up, see you hitting a snooze. When they ask me how we leveled up without us getting stuck, we just muscled up. This game spin, no one gotta tighten up.
A really quick send. I'll be back to try to help you some more. Give me about 5 minutes at most.
far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 for you. Won't you let the light shine through? Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't.
I love how my office is the warmest room in the fucking house during the winter. I will be shifting things up after a bit today. I won't be doing this all day, but I'll try this. What do you want, dog? That ain't gonna work. Dude, you're making it cold in my office. Move.
Suck me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew, restless every time we start locking eyes.
Hey, I'm back too soon. I'm going to watch a GDevelop video real quick. Maybe that'll help me help you. I'll watch this one.
In GDevelop. The art you see here is from a premium asset art to make this player object. And turn off rotating object. And you just add that behavior and then go over to behaviors and turn off rotating object. And from that point, the character will be able to move using the arrow keys. But the next thing for this top-down style of game is Z ordering. And for this, we want to go into our objects, start with the hero, and change its origin point to be at the base of the object. And then do the same thing for all of the other environment pieces that you want your character to be able to move around and interact with. Then you would open up the groups panel and add a new group. In this case, I've called the group environment, and I've added all of the objects that I want to affect. And then in the event sheet, I have this event where at the beginning of scene, we change the Z order of the environment group by setting it to the Y position of the environment group. So every object in that group will be sorted by their own Y position, which is now that origin point that's at the base. And then we do the same thing for the jar, but then we make an event with no condition and use that action for the hero, changing the hero's Z order based on its Y position. And the last thing we need to do is go in and change the collision masks. When an object is first created, the collision mask will take up the entire space of the image. So you change it to a custom collision mask and change the size to make it fit the base of the object, or what looks like the base of the object. And then do the same thing for the hero and anything else in the scene that you want the hero to be able to interact with. And then in the event sheet, in that event with no condition, we use the action separate objects to move the hero away from the environment group. So the environment group will stay put and the hero will be moved. And then as a sub-event is a condition that checks if the jar has been lifted. And if that is false, then move the hero away from the jar, just like it was an environment piece. And if I preview the game, you can see the characters walking around, being separated from objects, but to this point, the character would just be a flat image and not the animated character that you see on screen. So, how do we do the animations? Well,
Okay, I know how to do the animations. Well, that makes sense, actually. Close this. Delete that. Up here. Can't edit collision masks with a tiled sprite. Actually. Call this wall. Apply. Actually, delete this. I think the collision mask is no, the collision mask is fine actually. With character collision mask, that's fine for my derpy circle. And apply. Let me look at the event sheet on their example real quick. So
objects to move the hero away from the environment group. So the environment group will stay put and the hero will be moved. And then as a sub-event is a condition that checks if the jar has been lifted. And if that is false,
okay, what are they talking about, the jar? I don't even know. Oh, that's the jar.
to move around and interact with. Then you would open up an event. And then in the event sheet, I have this event where at the beginning of scene, we change the Z order of the environment group by setting it to the Y position of the environment group. So every object in that group will be sorted by their own Y position, which is now that origin point that's at the base. And then we do the same thing for the jar, but then we make an event with no condition and use that action for the hero, changing the hero's Z order based on its Y position. And the last thing we need to do is go in and change the collision masks. When an object...
Okay, well, since it has a collision mask now, I'm gonna stretch it. Nah, I ain't gonna stretch it. Delete. We're just gonna bring a couple blocks. That'll work. No, we should still go through them, yeah. Correct.
Object is first created, the collision mask will take up the entire space of the image. So you change it to a custom collision mask and change the size to make it fit the base of the object, or what looks like the base of the object. And then in the event sheet, in that event with no condition, we use the action separate objects to move the hero away from the environment group. So the environment group will stay put and the hero will be moved. And then as a sub-event is a condition that checks if the jar has been lifted. And if that is false, then move the hero away from the jar, just like it was an environment piece. And if I preview the game, you can see the characters walking around, being separated from objects, but to this point, the character would just be a flat image and not the animated character that you see on screen. Into our objects, start with the hero, and change its origin point.
Well, I'm actually like pretty damn stumped on this too. Maybe we just have to make sure they're in the same Z order for them to collide. Now that they both have collision boxes. Yes, and so I'm actually looking up a couple things right now. I'm gonna help you through this. I tell you what, we're gonna get through this before I go back to working on that game jam. But I wanted to say that I notice, a lot of times with GDevelop tutorials, they really make it look way too easy. I notice that a lot. I'm actually watching a couple other tutorials real quick and gaining some knowledge, hopefully. So so hopefully I can get this to work, and then you can get it to work in your game. Hopefully. Oh, you now have collision. You use the separate objects action. That's awesome. Here, I'm gonna show you the video I was just watching because it was somewhat interesting. I found it a little helpful as well. Turn my desktop audio back on. There we go. So I was just watching this, and he has a little section on collision.
Use this invert condition option to find out when they are not in collision. The red icon indicates that it is inverting this logic. So
Even though
player
it's
is in collision
3
with
years
ground,
old,
inverted
and it's a
basically
little
means the player is
outdated, I'm
not
still
in
looking at
collision
it.
with the ground. We could do something like changing
But it looks like you have it figured out, hopefully.
the background of the game.
Now I'm gonna have to figure this out again another day. But that's awesome. I'm glad you figured it out. Isn't that a rush of dopamine when you get something working? It's awesome. I'm gonna reopen this now. Now I'm back to figuring out my problem here. Which I'm having multiple problems. Yeah, no, it helps getting a couple minds on a problem. Even though I wasn't able to figure it out, I'm glad you were able to figure it out. That's awesome.
And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Currently, let's see if I can fix that issue I was having. So right now the hurdle I'm going over is something very silly. And that is, I have the same camera settings in Hero Dash. No. Open my manual save. You've never had an autosave. What the hell? Okay. And my silly issue is I have the same freaking camera settings. It's weird how I space things out. And here I didn't know there was I can create like event tabs. So. But. I don't understand what's going on here. I literally just copied this. Because it was easier. I just said, copy. I pasted it. And so when I preview Hero Dash, the camera follows around with the player.